Hi everybody. So I am back with another video. I just thought I wanted to just go over like my class and that I'm taking right now. I'm taking Chinese Imperialism. If you don't know, I am a graduate student at Southern New Hampshire University, an online student. And yeah, this class is kicking my derrière. Um, if you don't know, I'm still reading Colin Clive. Um, out of I'm reading Colin Clive's biography. I almost said autobiography, but he didn't make a biography. Um, and so I'm still trying to finish this. Okay, but obviously, when you only get 10 weeks of when you have 10 weeks of a class and they cram so much information into one class and you only have 1 week in between your classes to get settled, you don't really have time for reading. You don't really have time for leisurely reading. So someday, Colin, someday. And I'll go over that when I finally finish that book. These are all the books that I am currently reading for my Chinese Imperialism class. It is one of my electives. My Chinese Imperialism class is one of my electives that I chose when in history class. I am not an American history major anymore. I'm just a general history major now because I wanted to take American history, but then I found out there were some military history courses that I wanted to take that dealt with China and Russia. And so because I like also learning about world history as well. So and military history is not that bad either. So my advisor said I can just 86 American history and just do half American history credits and half military history credits. And the good thing about it is that most of the core classes that I have to take, well, basically I think all of the core classes that I have to take that are the core classes are required are part of the military history class requirements for just military and public history as well. So those are all the requirements for just any MA in history. And some of the American history electives that I've taken also overlap with the military history. Like my last class was America and the World Wars, and my last class was America and the World Wars, and we didn't need the and I it also, since it was an American course, it fit with my American credits, and since it was it was technically also a military course, so that also fit with my military credits. So there you have it. So again, like I said, right now I'm taking Chinese Imperialism class, which is strictly in the military history category. I have so many books here that I have to read. Wait. It was like, where's my eye? Like, I knew I had another book. It was right here. So, I have Military Culture in Imperial China. And this is edited by Niccolo Di Cosmo. And FYI, this whole class is basically the whole entire history of China. So yeah. So if you ever feel the need to be a Southern New Hampshire, to take a Chinese Imperialism class at Southern New Hampshire, you'll know it's basically the entire history of China up until now. Well, no, yeah, up until Mao, basically, yeah. Uh, um. So this is we don't have to know the Bronze Age though, so that's good. Because I know I've never I don't know why I never even thought of China having a Bronze Age, but yeah, China has a Bronze Age. That makes sense. So this book, the first book I have is Military Culture in Imperial China. So we're basically we're studying like from the Jin Dynasty, I believe. I forget which was the first one. The Jin Dynasty to the Qing Dynasty, which is the last dynasty that it ended in 1900s. Did it? It ended sometime in the 1900s. So, and then we're focusing on Mao after that. So, and then we have to read. And then I bought the Tao of the Military. Lin An's Art of War. A Dragon's Head and a Serpent's Tail. This specifically focused on the Ming Dynasty and the First Great East Asian War from 1592 to 1598. This is by Kenneth M. Swope. See, look at the nice Ming painting. And I forgot to say this is translated by Andrew Seth Meyer. Obviously, I automatically thought of Seth Meyers from Late Night with Seth Meyers in SNL as soon as I saw this. The 7 Military Classics of Ancient China. Yeah. This is a great book because it's the 7 Military Classics of Ancient China. So there's a lot in here. So we have, the only person I knew who did the Art of War was Sun Tzu. But we have Tai Kung, we have Suma, we have Sun Tzu, we have Wu Tzu, we have Wei Liao Tzu, we have Huang Shi Kung, and we have questions and replies between Tang Tai Sung and Li Wei Kung. Those are the 7 things, the 7 teachings, methods, stuff that we have to read. And it's just like, they're basically all saying the same thing. They all kind of branched off after reading Tai Kung. Because he was the original. He was before all of them. But they all branched off into their own view. Even Luan's Art of War. He's basically also, some of his stuff, like everyone's stuff can be based off of Tai Kung since he was the teachings, since he was the oldest. The thing is, in between when a class ends, in between we usually only get 1 week of leisure time, which is not helpful because it's basically the next class already open, so you basically have to get ready for that class. So you technically don't really have any time off to get to any leisure time off, because you have to get ready for your next class. So you only have a week to get ready for next class. So basically that's why in my historiography, what is historiography video, I said that you have to you should basically already know what you're gonna do for your final project before the class starts, because they're gonna, like, in the first week they're gonna ask you, the professor's gonna ask you what, like, just give me some ideas about what you want to do. So that's why you have to know. That's why they open. That's probably why they open the class early as well, because you also want to get caught up on the reading too, because like in this is like, this is a lot. As you can see, this is a lot of reading. Look at all these. Look at all these post-it notes. Yeah, a lot of reading. I had to read a huge chunk of this, like this much. I had to read like a huge chunk of this before class started. And then I, like, the second week I read the rest of it. This book, like, I think the third week I had to read the whole thing before I answered my discussion question, my homework, before I did my homework. This, I had to read this whole thing as well for week 5. I think week 4, week 5. Right now it's week 5. So yeah, I didn't have to read this. Last week I had to read this whole thing. Didn't read all of it. Same thing for this. I didn't read all of it. I didn't even really skim through it. I was just like, I'll just wing it. That's what I have to do. A lot of the times I have to wing it because it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's sad, but it's a lot. This, thank God, we've been reading it throughout the 5 weeks. Because right now I'm in my 5th week. And I have 5 more weeks to go of this. So, 5 more weeks to go of my my Chinese Imperialism class. So, thank God we've been reading this book throughout the week. But this basically covers like all of the dynasties. So we're going. So that's why we get to just read this throughout the entire class. This, in week 8, I have to read all of it in 1 week. And this is China's World War II, 1937 to 1944, Forgotten Ally, by Raina Mitter. I have to read all of this in week 8. That's a lot. Yeah. It's like, I'd rather have another book that's this size, but no. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. And then I have to read, on week 9, I have to read all of this. It's just like, it does not stop for me. So yeah, and I recently have discovered that I have been suffering burnout for a few months now. 'Cause like I said before, you basically don't have any time to yourself after your class. And if you don't know, I'm an early education teacher. So yeah, it's stressful being an early education teacher because you just want to come home and sleep, but you got some homework to do. Not to mention, you have this class where they want you to read a book, a whole entire book in 1 week, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to take a semester off after this, because I have to finish this class now, because if I withdraw, I'm gonna still have to pay for it. So I would just, actually, even I don't even think I can withdraw right now, because it's a lot. And because I remember I had to write an annotated bibliography, which was due last Sunday. Today is Tuesday, and I stayed up like the whole entire time. I couldn't get it in on 11:59. So like, and it was I had to do a bibliography on 15 sources, and I had the sources. I just had to keep stopping through the whole thing because my stomach was just kept getting out of control, and that's what my body has been telling me for so long. But it just got to but it finally got to the point where like just like you have to stop. So like obviously I'm going to probably take a semester off. I don't know yet, but I'm because 10 weeks is, I mean, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but 10 weeks is a lot to recover. And I'm also getting a new job. So, and I also have some other stuff going on with my old job too. So, um, yeah, there's a lot going on. So, bye.